Have you ever wondered about the true identity of the Israelites in the Bible? What if I told you that the concept of Black Israelites is deeply rooted in history and has been a subject of debate for centuries? This exploration into the topic might just surprise you. The Black Israelites, or the Hebrew Israelites, claim a deep connection to the ancient Israelites mentioned in the Bible. Their beliefs stem from the idea that the true descendants of the Israelites are not limited to the commonly accepted Jewish populations, but also include people of African descent. According to these groups, many African Americans, as well as other people of African ancestry, are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. But how did these beliefs begin? Let's look at the historical context. The idea of Black Israelites can be traced back to the 18th and 19th centuries, when enslaved Africans in the Americas began to challenge the oppressive systems around them. Many found solace in the scriptures, particularly the Old Testament, which they saw as a story of oppression, liberation, and triumph. They began to believe that they, too, were the chosen people of the Bible, descendants of the Israelites who had suffered much like them. One of the early movements that supported these beliefs was the Ethiopian Zion Coptic Church. The group took inspiration from Ethiopia's long-standing ties to Judaism and the ancient connection to the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. These early groups believed that people of African descent had a deep spiritual and ancestral connection to the biblical Israelites. Fast forward to the 20th century, and this movement found a more prominent voice through the Black Hebrew Israelites in the United States. These groups claimed to have divine revelations that confirmed their identity as the descendants of the Israelites. This belief system grew alongside the civil rights movement, as Black Americans sought to reclaim their heritage and assert their identity in a world that often sought to define them by their oppression. Now, if you're wondering how these beliefs are linked to biblical texts, let's break that down. The claim of being the descendants of the Israelites draws heavily from the Bible's references to the Israelites as a people chosen by God. The story of Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt and into the Promised Land resonates strongly with African Americans, who have faced their own struggles and fights for freedom. As we look deeper into the Bible, the connection to African heritage is undeniable. Many verses describe the Israelites in terms that can be interpreted to align with African physical characteristics, such as dark skin. Some groups also point to the relationship between the ancient Israelites and Egypt's prominent African civilization as further evidence of their connection to Africa. These interpretations, however, are not universally accepted. Critics argue that the notion of Black Israelites is a distortion of history and scripture. They claim that there is no historical or archaeological evidence to support these claims, and the idea of a chosen people has been manipulated for political and religious purposes. Others point out that Judaism has its own rich history, distinct from any racial or ethnic group. But there's more to the story. The modern Black Israelite movement has also sparked controversy in some circles due to their teachings about race and the nature of Jewish identity. Some factions within the Black Hebrew Israelite movement have been accused of promoting anti-Semitic views, particularly when it comes to their rejection of mainstream Jewish populations as the true heirs of Israel. This has led to a clash with Jewish communities both in the United States and abroad. Yet, despite the controversy, Black Israelites continue to hold fast to their beliefs. They see themselves as the spiritual and historical heirs of the ancient Israelites, and their faith is an essential part of their identity. They also emphasize the importance of reclaiming their ancestral roots and embracing the richness of African heritage. What is clear is that the Black Israelites have sparked a larger conversation about identity, race, and religion. Their beliefs challenge mainstream religious narratives and encourage people to reconsider how they see themselves in relation to history. Whether or not one agrees with their interpretation of Scripture, the Black Israelite movement has undeniably had an impact on the cultural and religious landscape, particularly within African American communities. But why does this matter today? The Black Israelite movement is more than just a religious claim. It is a statement of identity, pride, and resistance. In a world that has historically marginalized people of African descent, the assertion of being descendants of the biblical Israelites is an empowering act. It's about claiming ownership of one's history and spiritual legacy. One of the most powerful aspects of the Black Israelite movement is its focus on self-determination. These groups encourage their members to adopt a lifestyle that aligns with biblical teachings. This includes strict adherence to Jewish laws, dietary restrictions, and the observance of Jewish holidays. For many, this is not only a religious practice, but also a form of cultural revival. It's about reconnecting with a heritage that was lost through slavery and oppression. Through this movement, individuals are encouraged to embrace their African heritage and identity, rejecting the negative stereotypes that have been imposed on them throughout history. The Black Israelites' teachings emphasize the importance of unity, self-respect, and empowerment. They teach that by following the commandments of the Bible, they will not only reconnect with their spiritual ancestors, but also create a stronger and more unified community. In addition to these spiritual and cultural practices, the Black Israelite movement also focuses on social justice. Many groups advocate for the rights of African Americans and other marginalized communities. They see themselves as standing up against the same forces of oppression that the Israelites faced in the Bible. Their message is one of liberation, both spiritual and social. The influence of the Black Israelites has also expanded beyond the United States. In countries like Israel and Ethiopia, there are communities of African descent who identify with the movement. In Israel, there is even a group of African Americans who have immigrated and settled there, claiming to be the true descendants of the Israelites. This movement has sparked discussions about identity and belonging. In a region that has long been a battleground for religious and ethnic tensions. Despite the growth of the Black Israelite movement, it is still not without controversy. The movement has faced criticism for its sometimes extreme views and its rejection of traditional Jewish practices and beliefs. Some have even accused certain factions of promoting anti-Semitism and creating divisions within the Jewish community. However, others argue that the movement is a reflection of the ongoing struggle for racial and spiritual identity. The debate over the Black Israelites is not just a theological issue, it's a conversation about race, identity, and the ways in which people seek to understand their place in the world. As we continue to explore the history and beliefs of this movement, we are forced to ask deeper questions about the nature of faith, the meaning of heritage, and the complex relationship between race and religion. So, what are the Black Israelites doing in the Bible? They are challenging our understanding of history, race, and identity. They are asserting their rightful place as heirs to the promises made to the ancient Israelites. Their beliefs may be controversial, but they are undeniably powerful in their message of empowerment, pride, and spiritual connection. If this video has inspired you or made you think about your own beliefs, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future content. We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to share this video with friends who may find this topic just as intriguing as you did.